What's up, guys? Today I guess we are doing a little bit of yard cleanup. I originally was just clearing out my back lot and I thought, hey, this might be a video. We'll see how it turns out. I don't know if it's gonna be good or not, but I got this rusty old turd of a C65 that I bought for really no reason except for it was nearby. It was like 7 miles down the road and it was cheap. It was like $500 or $600, and I didn't really know what I was going to do with it, but it's completely roached and rotten, and there's not a panel on it that doesn't have rust holes, and I think it's time to just give up on it because it's not worth fixing. So what I've already done is I took the big West Coaster mirror brackets off. Those are going over on that crew cab because those mirrors are floppy, and then I pulled the windshield out because it was still good. And I guess somebody off a marketplace wants these wheels, but it's kind of inconvenient for me to take these wheels off back here when all my tools are up there. And also then I gotta try and move the truck with no wheels. So what we're gonna end up doing is I'm gonna see just how much the wrecker can handle. But we gotta move this trailer out of the way, and then I think we're gonna drag this truck back and hopefully just tow it on up and out and around into the front driveway where I can blow these wheels off. And then allegedly the person that's buying these wheels is supposed to be bringing me a set of wheels, or they want to trade their wheels for my wheels, so I'll have something. We'll probably end up just towing it into the scrapyard from there, because without the tires and windshield and mirrors, there's really not much else that's worth a damn on this truck. Flatbed's junk, motor's probably locked up, transmission might be okay, but it's the weird medium duty transmission that's not worth anything to me. 2-speed rear end that nobody seems to want. So yeah, we'll get started. We're gonna get hooked up to this trailer first and put it somewhere, probably just out in the yard in the way, and then move it back here once the truck's not here. All right, so we are getting ready to move this trailer here, and of course there's only one choice for what to move it with, and that's the crane truck. I've got a lot of other trucks that'd probably be better hitch height and more maneuverable and have narrower mirrors to fit between this stupid tree that I need to chop down, but this one has a major advantage, and that's the crane. So now I don't have to be lined up just perfect with the hitch, and I don't have to crank the landing gear, which is kind of a problem because somehow these got parked super duper close together, and I can't crank the landing gear. So that's good. But with the crane, we just pick this up and bring it to me. I might move a little closer, but that's kind of the main point of it. Just pick it up and set it right on the hitch. It's science. All right, we're gonna find out how well this goes together, because I haven't actually used this to hook up a trailer yet, but it seems genius in my mind. But then again, I've had a lot of genius ideas, and not a lot of them really work out. Let's see if it'll even lift. Actually, I guess first thing we'll do is see if it even goes out far enough to lift. It should. Especially because we're trying to pull it closer to us anyway. Alright. Let's see here. That's already bent. Let's just see what that does. It's kind of centered too, so that should give us a slight tactical advantage. Alright. Hook it up in my mangled safety hook that's really more of an unsafety hook at this point because these nice sharp spring ends hang in here. But alright, we're rigged up. Let's see if she's got enough stones to lift this. Truck doesn't like that. It's maybe doing something though. Ooh, nope. That's bending the shit out of my cylinder. Alright. Well, I guess we found our limits. Trailer too heavy. Which is fine. I kind of expected that going into this. We'll just have to reassess. Maybe if I just break those broken boards off, I'll be able to crank the jack. That might be what I end up doing. Yep, thanks to this flatbed being extremely rotten, that plan is working out. We'll be able to run this jack up and then pull out of here. Perfect. Okay, we got it hooked up, and this poor 6-cylinder is about to hate its life. There's not a lot of heavy shit on here, but this is a heavy trailer on its own. This trailer's probably more suited to go behind a truck that size, but the tires aren't touching the flatbed yet, so I think we're good. Just as long as we can squeeze it between the tree and the cable. I could move the wrecker, and I'm gonna move the wrecker eventually, but we'll wait until we have to. I want to try it without moving the wrecker first, just for the challenge. So, this side's pretty well and open, but over here is gonna be the problem as far as tail swing goes, so I'm hoping I can pull it this way and kind of get it to pivot and then back it into the open hole there. And then pull it more straighter out so that it'll make the curve, but we'll figure it out together. Whistling Diesel just pulled 400,000 pounds in one of these. This was a big block, but I'm pretty sure our little straight 6 should be able to move 15,000-ish. Oh yeah, she didn't mind at all. Thanks to low gear. Alright, here's where I need to focus. Okay, watch the corner. Oh, look at that. Cleared it by 1 millimeter. But the trailer is not going to clear the tree. Keep it close. Oh, look at that. Fucking perfect to the inch. And if we got to scrape it, we'll scrape it. Oh yeah. That tree doesn't need all its bark. Sweet. All the hard part's done. Now it's time for the other hard part, because we can hit the tree, we can't hit my dad's trailer here. This one I think I'm gonna use both hands for safety. I had to admit defeat and move the red trailer. Turns out the 18-foot trailer, you can kind of wiggle in and out of this gap, but the 24-foot does not turn quite the same. So we're out of there now. Well, not yet, but we will be. I know I can make that turn now. All right, well, we got a new plan here, which kind of invalidates all the other work I just did, but what I ended up doing is I called my neighbor, and instead of trying to drag it out forward through the tree and wrecking a bunch of stuff, we're going to take it out backwards through his yard and garden. I had to move a couple of his little John Deeres, and I'm going to have to move his trailer here, but as long as I stay out of the asparagus, which is kind of from there over, I should be able to back right into here, drag it up backwards onto the trailer, which isn't ideal, but for weight transfer, but the scrapyard is only a few miles away, so it'll be fine. So, got the wrecker running right now. We're gonna use the wrecker to drag that trailer forward, and then use the winch on the back of the wrecker to hopefully drag that up onto the trailer. Should go, I want to say smoothly. It should go though. Well, we already hit our first little snag with the boom being way too far out. The cable's gonna get in the way of the jack and all of the dunnage, but we can adjust that thanks to this comically large crank. We, one second, if I can put it somewhere I can actually use it, so. Pull back to get some tension off it. Hit the release lever. Run that down. All right. And we just pull this little pin and slide that back in. I want it shorter anyway for pulling on that because there's a lot of leverage with the pole all the way out like this. So if we move it into like here, we have less of a chance of pulling the front end of the truck off the ground and not doing any good. Because obviously if you're lifting your own wheels off the ground, you're not doing a good job at dragging those wheels up the trailer. But, yep. All right, this is a two-hand process. You pull the pin, it's man-powered, and just get one of these holes lined up. All right, here's what we came up with rigging. I got the wrecker parked next to the C65, wheels chalked, cable runs down to one of those front D-rings and then back around. We got these wheels kind of steered to hopefully fix that angle, which isn't going to happen. They're not going to stay that way. They're going to probably pull straight, but a man can dream. And yeah, we're just going to start pulling and hopefully that goes up. Oh God, I should have the tripod for this. I don't want to dig it out, so this is what you get. Okay, that's a problem. We're moving the trailer and the wrecker, burying my chocks, but this thing didn't move an inch. Piece of shit. Great. I guess we have to unhook, we have to pull this forward, and then figure something else out. Alright, let's try this again. I pulled the trailer a little further ahead, got this re-rigged so it's pulling straighter on the back of the truck, and then moved my wheel chock to more solid ground. See what this does. Oh, I guess that tire's flat, so the wheel chock's not going to do any good on it. This is stupid, because I'm stupid. Alright, we'll redo it again. Alright, now we have the wheel chock under a tire that has air in it. Let's try this again. Alright, we're just getting set into the chock. And it's digging into the ground too. But maybe the truck will move before that happens. Nope, we're moving. God damn it. I'm gonna have to go find something heavy to chain this fucker to, or maybe get a bunch of chains and chain it to the tree so we rip the truck in half instead. I hate this. I hate everything about this. All right, maybe the third time's the charm. We got the wrecker held to this giant walnut tree with 2 3/8 chains, which I know is hard on the tree. This one's pretty much dead anyway. We're not worried about it. And then I got the wheel chocks under the trailer. Something's either going to break or this is going to move. This is going to be the time. So let's see if third time is the charm. Actually, I should probably re-spool that cable because it's all fucked up. Damn it. Third time's not the charm yet. Alright, got that cable figured out. Let's see what happens. And chain's pulling tight. Hey, it moved. Finally. And it's even steering how it should. Oh, this is going extraordinary. As long as that cable doesn't break and cut my face in half. Alright, we're gonna have to steer it just a little bit more, I think. If it'll steer on that tire with no air in it. Oh. This probably isn't helping our progress any either, digging this block in. I don't know how I'm gonna get that out. Probably have to cut it. Alright, we got the block under there. It really wasn't wedged as bad as it looked. And I tried to turn the wheels more. I don't know how well I did. This is gonna get real sketchy because there's no brakes at all on this truck, and that's kind of downhill, so I might run over my own Yukon. Nope, wheels are pulling straight again. We're gonna have to fix that. I wonder if that tire will hold just enough air to roll it onto the trailer. We might try that. All right, I got my lovely assistant here to turn the steering wheel, and I put some air in that tire, and it'll hold air for about 29 seconds, not the 38 that I already told you. And we started pulling, and it was working really good with the snatch block. Here. Why am I trying to get a better angle? I can just walk closer. Snatch block at the center of the trailer, going to the center of the truck, pulling up. But once this cable got tight, it started hitting the tire, so we're just gonna do a little re-rigging with another snatch block just to hold the cable out here. I don't know where my other snatch block is. But yeah, basically, you look at my feet for a bit. We'll hook that here, and that'll keep that cable off to the side of the trailer, and it'll feed into there and back over, and that'll fix all our problems. Alright, we'll zoom in on this because we got our rigging in place. Oh, where's my finger? There we go. So that gives us like 8 or 10 more feet we can pull before we run into the cable again. And I think that should be just enough to fully max out my Yukon on the bump stops. So we just keep pulling. Keep pulling. You're good, steering wise. And just watching that cable. I think we're about to run into my snatch block too though. But we're technically on the trailer. We could haul it like this, very scarily, and wagging the dog the whole way, but it's coming along. Winch is barely struggling, and yep, that's tire on snatch block. We're gonna have to rig it one more time. All right, we move that snatch block and shackle up one more loop, and that should be enough to get us loaded. We'll leave you zoomed in just a bit so you can see better what's going on. Okay, and pretty much once it gets past the beaver tail with the steer tires, that's about where we need to be, or close to it, so that's good to go. We'll just get everything packed up, and then we'll get the wheels off it, and that thing will be ready to get crushed. Okay, we got our wheels off and loaded up. We even took our crash test dummy along for good measure, just to get that out of the yard. We'll see how much this old pig brings in. Maybe it'll pay for the gas it takes to get there. All right, we made it to the scrapyard, no issue. And time for the moment of truth. Let's see how much this heavy pig weighs. I'm gonna guess all of it, judging by how much the poor Yukon was struggling. But it's okay. She identifies as a 1-ton, remember. Okay, let's see here. Slowly, slowly, slowly. $19,740. That is a lot for this. Holy shit. I wonder how much just the trailer weighs. We'll find that out on the way out. Well, they made easy work of that. Alright, now the actual real test, which is empty weight. See how much we're gonna get just for cleaning up the yard. Okay. Whole trailer's on there. And we are 12,940. So 7,200 pounds, that's a lot. Alright, I was wrong on my math, and I knew I was wrong as soon as I said it, because it was actually 6,800 pounds, or 6,800 pounds from that number to there, which is my empty. But then they took 250 pounds off because the flatbed on that truck was made of wood. But still, 6,500 pounds, 400 bucks just to clean up the yard, that's a good payday. I'm happy with it, so Works for me. Okay, we made it back to the house, and we got rid of one eyesore. Now it's time to get rid of another one of the many. This is my bucket truck that I bought for absolutely no reason. Basically, same day free shipping got me on this one because the guy had it listed for cheap, and then he said free delivery, and I was like, well, hell, I don't have a bucket truck, I might as well get one. And here it sits. But, so I got it listed on Marketplace, and it's kind of hard to sell a bucket truck without knowing whether or not the bucket works. Which is a major problem with this one in particular, because that's disassembled and missing pieces, and there's supposed to be a hydraulic pump right here, but there's not. So I've devised a plan to test these hydraulics the very stupid way that also I'm pretty sure is going to work anyway. So the hydraulic pump's gone, but the hydraulic lines are still here. This truck has a hydraulic pump. So through a series of stupid adapters, we are going to tie our pressure and return lines into this pressure and return line, and hopefully I can run those manual backup controls and make this boom do some stuff, and that should help me get a lot more money selling this thing. So we're gonna get these lines disconnected, these ones hooked up, and come back once that's done. Okay, transfusion lines are hooked up. Hopefully there's not like a bunch of blown hydraulics in this system, because we're going to kick that pump on and pressure and leak test it at the same time. Hopefully I have enough capacity, and hopefully there's some fluid in there, or else I'm going to cavitate this pump. But we do have 5 more gallons of fluid there if we need it. But I'm just going to try it on what's in this system and what's in that system and mix them, because what came out of those lines looked pretty good. So I'll find out. We'll get this thing fired up, PTO on, and hopefully we'll have a bucket truck. Alright, pump is on. We're not pouring fluid out anywhere yet, so that's a good sign. Let's run some controls. Hopefully this works. I've actually got no idea what's going to happen. So clockwise rotation, we don't want to rotate it yet. Probably don't want to mess with the rotation when it's in its stand. Let's just try and go up. Oh, she's cabled down, but it worked. Oh. Uh-oh. We got a problem. The down function is stuck. Huh. It's stuck and it's leaking fluid. Come on. Huh. It did something though. That's good. Shit. We're gonna have to cut that wire, and then we can maybe get this all the way up in the air where it will be stuck forever and not do me any good. Great. Okay, I tried to stop this as soon as I realized it wasn't moving, so hopefully there's no tension, but there might be. Just a little bit. Enough that I'm glad I did that from a distance. But also we got a funnel, so we'll get some fluid in it and then try this again. You hear that? That is air. So either we have a leak, or I was right and we don't have the fluid capacity. I'm gonna try and put some gallons in it so we don't wreck my pump. And then maybe we can get things to move. All right, 3 gallons in, let's give her one more try. Let's see, will it come back down now? Down, no. That's stuck, but it'll keep going up. That was probably a bad idea because I don't know how we get back down. Oh, down works. Fuck yeah. All right. Now to get dangerous, we'll try and rotate with, let's see here. Would that be counterclockwise? Would this be counterclockwise or that? Does it go off the bucket or does it go off of this? Because if this went counterclockwise, that would also go. All right, never mind, I'm stupid. All right, let's try some CCW rotation. It's trying. It stumbles. Let's try clockwise. Come on. Maybe it's just getting fluid to there, or are we bleeding the system right now? Because listen, it stops bubbling when I hit buttons. Huh. Let's see if it'll retract. Are we that low on fluid again? I'm sure this thing takes like an absolute crap ton of fluid. Will it extend? No. It's also bubbling very aggressively. Maybe I'll put the other 3 gallons out of that bucket directly into this and see what that does. Unless I need the cap on? I know very little about hydraulics, despite what my videos might tell you. Okay, so it goes down just to that point, but that's still a good point compared to not down at all. Come on. Huh. Well, either way, we made progress. I think we're too low on fluid. We're gonna fill the fluid again and try this a 3rd time. So with a little bit of diagnosis, you can't see in there. It appears it's not returning fluid, which I don't understand why. Because I went to put fluid in here and it's yeah, let me get a light on there maybe. It's way overfull. It's actually sitting in the fill spout, but that's low. So apparently we're taking fluid out of this truck that's coming to here, but it's not returning. And I'm pretty sure that's why none of this is working, because hydraulics need flow and return to do stuff, so that's weird. But we did get it to move. We know it did something, so that means we can fix it. Okay, well I put more fluid in this, but now it's just overflowing out of there. I don't know why that's not returning. There must be a valve or there's a filter underneath. Maybe the filter's plugged, I don't know, but I'm gonna have to take something apart, and I should probably shut that pump off before I lose all of my expensive transmission fluid. Okay, I think I found our problem. Or not specifically our problem, but I think I found a solution to bypass our problem. And that is, apparently this truck has triple redundant hydraulic systems. Well, double redundant, I guess, technically, but it's got 3 hydraulic systems. So it had the original belt-driven pump off the engine. That's what these lines ran to start with. And that pump's gone, which is why we're hooked into this one. But then also, if we crawl underneath here into the leaves and the dirt, there is, back there, right there, there's an electric hydraulic pump in case, for whatever reason, the engine stops running with someone in the air. You can bring them back down with that. And then, in case of total engine and electrical failure, it also has these quick attaches for like a skid loader. And obviously we're getting pressure, so I didn't mess with that one at all. But I'm assuming somewhere in these extra hydraulic systems is where we are losing our return. So, my solution is inside that box that you can't really, oh, you can see. So this line goes into that T-fitting, and that goes directly into the reservoir. We're going to tie our pump return off of this pump directly into that fitting and hopefully that eliminates all of the other potential for our fluid to get lost. So it'll be going direct from reservoir to reservoir, and I think that should solve all of our problems. And to do that, I had to get another adapter, which was another trip to Napa, which is why the sun is currently going down. So hopefully we can figure this out before that goes there, and then we're out of time and out of light. All right, let's try this again. We're now hooked direct from reservoir to reservoir, so I know I have fluid at that T, so there should be nothing stopping it from going here, except for the fact that that is a slightly smaller line. But we're going from 1/2-inch pipe thread to 3/8 hydraulic. It's really not actually as big of a step down as it looks like. I just got to do one thing, which is open this handy dandy service valve that was closed to keep everything from leaking out while I was working on it. It's still kind of dripping, but that's probably because that valve was closed. So let's go one more time. Come on. No, we're still bubbling and flowing out of there. I don't understand this, because now we should have a direct line. Jesus Christ, I gotta shut that off. Well, the sun's not quite down yet, so we can keep going, but I figured it out. It was just air in the system, because this has all sorts of check valves and safeties to keep this thing from dropping when you run out of fluid. Oh, it's still pouring out. But I just had to get fluid to both sides of the cylinder. And now we are in business. Look at that. It still doesn't want to return. We got something's weird there, but that doesn't matter because we got it to move. And that's the selling point. Well, as you just saw, once there's fluid in it and the air's out, this boom works just fine. So it should be ready to sell to whoever wants the whole thing or just the parts or whatever. But that's definitely upped its value, the fact that it works. So we cleared out a spot and we sort of fixed something, and hopefully we'll clear out another spot soon enough. But yeah, I'd say that was a pretty successful day, and I'm happy with how it went.